Loot options in World of Warcraft Classic explained coming up. Hello everyone, I'm Tesak and I've been playing World of Warcraft for quite some time. What I never really looked into though are the various looting systems that are in the game besides group loot and free for all. Recently I looked into it and wow, it's a bit complicated. So, when you are playing with your buddies or complete randoms in a group, you can notice that in some cases you cannot loot the corpses at all, in some cases you can loot all the corpses, and sometimes you can only loot some corpses. I guess everyone knows how it works, but if you are new, maybe you notice that whoever loots the corpse gets to keep the loot in it, while the money is split evenly. And sometimes, when something rare drops, you can see window like this. Oh, holy shit!
Fucking hell, it dropped! Everyone's needing, yes?
Giving you option to need or greed on it. And that is the main part of the loot system. So let's start with the good old free for all, or FFA, or FFA. This is exactly how it sounds like. The first one to get to the loot is the one who will keep it. It doesn't matter if the guy can use it or not, it's now his and you can't do anything about it. And for that reason this option should be only used with people you can 100% trust, and honestly never in dungeons. Up next is round robin. So round robin is basically free for all with a twist. The twist is that you get everything in some corpses and you can't access other corpses at all. The amount of available corpses for you to get depends on how many people are in the party and should always be evenly split between players. Now that we know how free for all and round robin works, let's talk about group loot, because that's a little bit of a combination. It works like round robin in the sense that you can only loot part of the corpses for materials, common items and cash, but with a twist that for anything that have any value, it prompts the whole party with a loot window asking people to roll for need or greed. This is probably the most fair system, only issue is that it does not prevent anyone from rolling on stuff they can't actually use, so keeping an eye on what people roll for is advised. This is also the default loot mode. And a legit upgrade from group loot is need before greed. This is basically the same as before, but now the system should only allow people that can actually use the item to roll on said item. But as far as I know, this system has some issues that I don't wanna get into, because that's a whole another can of worms that when opened might be topic for whole video series. But long story short, it doesn't allow certain classes to roll at all on some items, while it also deems some worse item to be upgrade for people that already have way better gear. And in reverse, some people cannot roll on better gear because they have a legit upgrade that's in fact worse. Plus there is a whole another debate about armor classes. And so I think it's perfect time to stop and proceed to Master Looter, which is actually something completely different. As far as I am aware, this works as a normal round robin, with twist that any rare item can only be accessed by so-called Master Looter. So who is Master Looter? Master Looter is player assigned by group leader who can take a look at the item and decide who will get that item. In reality this one is really used in raids, and maybe if you are making a, I don't know, mount farming run or something like that. Usually this is only rarely used by itself, with the guy just somehow figuring out who will get the loot. Usually it's used with so-called MSOS, which is main spec, off spec, or some other advanced looting styles that we won't be talking about today. In short, with this case, the Master Looter is responsible for checking who can use the item and figuring out who will get the item based on the outcome of advanced looting style. Now, these are all the loot styles in World of Warcraft, and I mentioned loot rarity, and I think it's self-explanatory, but I guess many people don't know about this. When you're a group leader, you can actually specify what items are deemed to be rare. This is especially useful in raids, where people usually don't care about green rarity items. So the so-called threshold for rare items, the item that will trigger a roll, can be set to blue rarity items and better. This means that anything below this rarity is deemed to be vendor trash, and anyone can loot it, given they have access to that corpse. And one last thing, if no one rolls or anything in the group loot, or need before greed, the item is left in the corpse and anyone can loot it, like if it was free for all. And that's it. These are the 5 basic loot options in World of Warcraft Classic. Did you know how every single one of them works? Let me know in the comments, because I certainly didn't. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, ring the bell, and I will see you next time. See ya!
You need something?